The temperatures got down to about 26 degrees last night here in Georgia Zone 8A. To say that I am impressed by the way the garden performed and how it held up under those conditions, I am more than satisfied. Right here we have our Nosta raised bed, and you can see where our Brussels sprouts weren't even fazed by that cold weather last night. 26 degrees, and the same thing with our snap peas. They look like they're doing very well, and for the next few days, we're gonna have some pretty good weather. The temperatures at night are gonna be dropping down into the high 30s. So if the garden survived 26 degrees with not even one plant being lost, I think we're on to something with this regenerative way of growing. The Brussels sprouts we would expect to do pretty well in this cold weather, but what I am impressed with are these sugar magnolia snap peas. Again, 26 degrees last night, and not one plant lost. I even have some transplants that I put in a couple of days before that frost, and while they're struggling right now, they're still gonna be okay. Now right here you have my Georgia collards, and they're on their second year, and they were the hit of the Thanksgiving Day meal with a lot of the mulching and getting that balance of the bacteria and the fungi in the garden closer to that 50-50 ratio, and adding this cypress mulch, which you've known that I've been growing with for the past few years. It really makes a difference because we're gonna have extreme colds, extreme heat, and the garden has to be able to adapt to it. So by having those healthy microbes in the soil, the nematodes, the protozoans, and the arthropods, all of those things are doing their work. And we can't forget about those earthworms. That's one of our main decomposers. So we're just gonna walk around this morning and just show you what did well and what didn't do too well. And everything seemed to have done pretty well in this cold last night. Right here, I wanna show you these broccoli heads that we have here. We got a few of them that are still tight, but for the most part, I am guilty of being a few days late on harvesting these things. So what we're gonna be doing today is we're also gonna be harvesting some of this broccoli. But just look at how beautiful these things are. And we're gonna just keep it moving right now. Now just take a look at this scarlet kale. If this isn't a beautiful plant, I don't know what is. And it stood up very well throughout that 26 degrees last night. And this is what I want to stress on about growing the right plants at the right time of the season. This makes gardening so much simpler. You're not fighting, taking things in, taking things out, covering things up. Just allow the garden to do what it's supposed to do at the right time of the year, and you're gonna be a better gardener at the end of the day. I have another purple sprouting broccoli coming up here along with some bok choy, which is some Chinese cabbage. And look here, even the little snap peas are still going. Weren't even flinched by that 26 degrees last night. And we're just gonna take you over to the next bed. This is some Calabrese sprouting broccoli here. And we also have some red acre cabbage going right here. Another Calabrese sprouting broccoli right there. And down here up front, we have some dark Detroit beets. We're gonna take you over here to the other side where we have similar going on in this bed. Some dinosaur kale here. We got some more dinosaur kale right there. We got some red acre cabbage going there, red acre cabbage going there. Again, some more snap peas. These are the sugar magnolias. Also on the edge here, we have some more of our dark Detroit beets. What we also have here is our elephant garlic, which are coming up from the corms that were left in the ground from last year. They'll grow to actually look more like leeks this year. And then if I put those back in the ground, the next year, that's when they'll split. So with the elephant garlic, it takes 3 years if you grow it from the corm. So you have the corm, the round, and then it splits into the bulb. So that's 3 years that you have to go through that whole process to get to where you can split those cloves up. And at that point, you have an unlimited amount of elephant garlic, and you can continue harvesting year after year, quantifying your harvest. Now with this bed here, I have a mix of things going on. I have some more dinosaur kale right here, as well as some purple sprouting broccoli coming up over here, some curly kale right here, curly kale right there, another purple sprouting broccoli right there. I don't know, but it seems like the snap peas want to hang around just a little while longer this year. Again, 26 degrees last night. The more successions that you have with this particular plant and those seeds going over and over from season to season, that plant becomes acclimated to your area, and they're only going to produce better and better with each year. So right here in the corner, we have some more of our Brussels sprouts. And look at how beautiful these plants are. Very little to no insect pressure. And that has a whole lot to do with what's in your soil. When you have that good balance of bacteria, the fungi in your garden, It draws in those nematodes and those protozoans. They eat the bacteria and the fungi, and those exudates go right back into the soil, into nutrients that the plant can actually uptake. And that's what makes these plants as healthy as they are. Now look at how beautiful this cabbage is. Now this absolutely has not a flaw on it. That is a beautiful cabbage. You have some bok choy, some more bok choy. And again, 26 degrees and not one plant lost. That's another snap pea. That's some icicle radish. I'm gonna take you down here. Right here we have the same thing, and we're basically just doing some succession planting. These are a little larger because this bed was started a little earlier. And these are icicle radish. I love radish in my tea. Look how beautiful that bok choy is. That's just gorgeous. Look at that. It's a beautiful cabbage. I'm gonna walk over here. We got some more Brussels sprouts, bok choy, the Chinese cabbage. And this is the bed that we solarized this year. These are little marble sweet peas. So we're just gonna let those go for as long as they can. And then we're gonna just let them drape the ground, and it's gonna be our ground cover as well as add to the mulch going into next year. This bed I didn't do a whole lot with, but I do have a few snap peas growing in here. And I'm gonna leave the roots to these pepper plants until we replant into that bed. This is something that I'm just starting to add into the garden. I actually have 10 of these little portable greenhouses. Now, what I've been having a problem with over the past few years is my fig bushes getting caught up into that throwback frost. Check this out. Yeah, she's so happy up in there. And that's 26 degrees we had last night. That's working out pretty good. Now you definitely want to click that subscribe button and hit that notification bell when you see the Pentagon beds that I'm building for these greenhouses that can also be multi-purpose. You could take this plastic off during the summertime, throw you some netting on top of this, and now you have something to protect those squash plants. Now this is a relatively inexpensive greenhouse, and I'm 5'10". This thing is right at 6 feet tall. And this will fit over a 48-inch bed with ease, no problem at all. So right now, we're gonna go ahead and get some of this broccoli out of here, and until the next time, keep growing out the box.
Baby, you give me ice and fire. You're giving me